San Pedro, Colombia. We are steps, you see down there, so? That's a Lubantun Mayan site. But we had to stop here because we're here at the, where were they?
We did an EarthShip, and this is our eco-friendly structure made out of glass bottles. It also offers Mayan crafts, and it has an organic juice bar.
So yeah, let's find out more.
Let's go.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hi.
Hi.
Good evening.
I'm Sean.
Alisa.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Jerry. Nice
Hi,
to meet you.
Alisa. Come in.
So please tell me about your place.
Well, come in because we're completely off grid, so we don't have many lights. So
Great.
we will come in before the lights go.
Okay.
The reason there are tyres everywhere is because all our foundations are made out of old tyres.
Oh, great.
So we have to tiptoe around them.
Tiptoe around them.
And in fact, on the way in, I'll show you what the foundations look like. So this is going to be our new building. And you see, so that this is what this building is based on too. All pounded full of earth, and which means in a earthquake that it can move, but it doesn't crack.
Okay.
But it's also so heavy in a hurricane it doesn't move.
I was just going to ask that question.
All the bumps that you see are tyres.
Wow.
So lots of bumps.
So this is completely recycled.
This is completely recycled. So we've kept this as our a truth window. So the
see.
Yeah, so the concept of an EarthShip is it's an off-grid building made out of recyclable materials. So it's made out of tyres, it's made out of bottles. I can test your Belizean bottles.
I see Belizean, yeah?
Do you know what this is?
Let me check. Wait.
That's the crystal water.
Yes,
isn't
it is. And then that is, we've got the Sprite and the Fanta. So inside we have the plastic ones, but outside we have the glass ones because of the sun. And I will show you what they're made from. So every one of the outside bottles is made from 2 bottles. So we cut them. And then the tops we put into our beds and into our seats and stuff like that.
Wow.
I would like the viewers to see this.
Okay, so
I want to see this. This is a snapshot. What do you call this? Like a cross section.
Richard calls it a truth window.
Truth window.
Because the thing is, when you cover it up here like this, then you don't really realise that it's all made
So
of.
everything is just like this.
Yeah, and it's just pounded full of earth. But it means when it's really hot outside, in here it stays cool because you've got the earth all around it.
Man.
And how did you come up with this concept?
Well, we actually just got lucky because a lady left us a whole load of her films. And on it was this DVD called Garbage Warrior about the architect in America who started this. And we saw it, and because we're right next to Lubantun, we were like, we need to do something really crazy and something really good. And we saw this film and we were like, wow, that's just everything, because it's recycling, it's off-grid because we have no power, so we're solar, catch our own water, and it kind of ticked everything. So that was fate.
And I feel like it lets us be a little bit more aware of the waste that we produce as well. And being in such a beautiful country that tries to protect its natural reserves, its flora, its fauna, this is something that really opens up our eyes and opens up the tourist eyes as well.
Exactly. So when we first started here, everybody thought we were crazy. They were like, oh, you're building a house from garbage. And so I used to go, hi, I'm the garbage lady. And everyone would be like, that's very nice. And then we started painting it and it grew up and people are suddenly now like, wow. So one of the reasons we now have this open is so that people can see what you can do with garbage and how pretty you can make it.
And how long did it take? How did you get all this, not garbage, but recyclable material here?
Well, some people come, thank you for not saying, some people say, did you drink all the bottles yourself?
Oh.
We go, oh no, because we wouldn't have done
Unfortunately
that.
not.
Yeah, unfortunately not. But it's taken us, we started in 2012. So we did it for the Mayan end of the world because we're so near to Lubantun and because we love the Maya and we have lots of images of Mayan serpents and things. I'll show you upstairs. And the crystal skulls, you see.
Yes, I noticed them as soon as we
This
walked
is from
in.
a tequila.
No, it's Dan Aykroyd, his vodka bottle.
Really?
It's vodka. Yeah.
And you have to have at least, you know, you have to have creativity to design everything, to know when to place what. And this is just amazing. Look at the whole skull structure back there.
Yeah. I did send for the teeth. I sent my husband up to Hopkins because there was a resort there that hadn't given us any bottles for a while. So I sent him up because I was like, I need 2 of this bottle, I need 3 of the teeth.
So resorts send their bottles here and stuff? The resorts?
Yeah, they do. Very few, actually, we have to pick them up.
Yeah.
Naming no names, but there was only one that used to bring them and they've stopped. So they're now on our naughty list. Because, you know, it's really helpful. And what we say to people, the resorts, they come to Lubantun and we say, if you've got tourists, bring us some bottles. And they go, oh, the tourists don't want bottles in the back. And I say, no, I think you're wrong. Because the tourists like the idea that they're helping to recycle. So, you know, a lot of resorts, they think that their tourists don't want to be clanking along with bottles, but actually I think they're wrong.
And can Belizeans
So what is it?
try to
Is this like
recycle,
a...
bring your bottle, bring their bottles
Absolutely,
here?
anybody brings us their bottles, their tyres, plastic bottles, glass bottles, then it's perfect.
Excellent.
And now, this is your home,
This is our home.
but people can stop here?
Yeah,
You encourage that?
We encourage that because we're trying, well, that building out there is going to be a butterfly house.
Oh, wow.
So it's in the shape of a butterfly and we want to do it with lots of bottles to really show people, but also because then it gives us, you know, an income. And then it's a juice bar, or this has got to be some form of bar. So,
Some form of bar. So can we see more?
yeah, come and see. So I went to PG and I came back and my husband had done this. So this is our Game of Thrones
Boy.
throne.
Wow.
Out of the old machetes
Lord
that we
machete
found.
boy.
Yeah. And this is underneath, you see the pretend corn in the basket right at the very back here. So this is, we have cooling tubes. So EarthShips normally have cooling tubes that go right back, 30 feet back, and then they're bermed up with earth, so covered with earth. And that means when it's really hot in here, it sucks, because hot air rises, it sucks in the air at the bottom, which is cooled down through the earth. And so you get a cooling system.
Wow.
No AC necessary.
Yeah, exactly. And then this bit we've just kind of gone lots of Maya things. So we have the Mayan serpent, we have all our names and our nawals and everything around the roof. So the steps, the way we make them is we did the outside with the bottles. So you create the form, so the very bottom bit, and then every layer we just filled it full of trash. So we did this, go to here, do the wall, fill it up, do the wall. So these steps are completely full of trash. And then we've got a little skull at the top because we have to have our skulls around.
Right.
But at sunset, the whole of this side just lights up. Yeah. And you sort of sit here just going, wow.
Beautiful.
Go up.
All right.
Man, so what do you call this part?
Well, this is our kind of still to be decided what it's going to be part. But because Lubantun is just there. So at the moment you can't see it because it depends on the leaves. So it depends if the bamboo's high, if the gumbalimbo's, but you can see there's a big pyramid just there.
So you're literally neighbors.
We're literally neighbors, yeah. So we built this because it looks out there, so we can sit here with a nice cocktail and look at the ruins and the sunset.
Sounds like the perfect evening.
And then that's why we've got an amazing guy in the village who's a stone carver, but him and I together, we've been doing our stela.
Right.
So that we have our fake stone stela. And then bottles everywhere. And the back walls are lone Coca-Cola and Fanta bottles. So all these here, this is all made just from lone Coke and Fanta and Sprite.
Wow. It's amazing what recycling can do.
I didn't tell you.
And then at some stage we want to do the pond there with aquaponics. So it can, grow us food and vegetables. But this
so
we saw English. Somebody gave my kids. See, quite a lot of this is just by chance. So someone gave our kids an English series on Sinbad or Aladdin or something, and there was this baddie in it who was a lady, and she had this big round bed in the corner of her room, and she kept saying to Sinbad or Aladdin, "Come to me." And we saw this and we were like, we have to build one of those. So we built this, but it was funny because when it was first built, when we hadn't put the tops on, it was filled with trash. So people are like, that's going to be a bed. That's a bit.
Yeah.
And then when you cover it up, it looks amazing.
And you have the cacao over here.
We have the cacao tree, and then this is our little, so we have a little bathroom through here.
Right. And that's your toilet?
Yeah, it's not finished yet, but it will be. Yeah. And then we have the
I
tequila bottle.
recognize those bottles. That's the prestige,
Yeah.
prestige rum.
Yeah. And the quita penas. Do you speak Spanish?
Yes.
So quita penas we had to put up there. So it's funny.
Boy, look at the bottles here. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. And you have water?
We have water, we should have, yeah. So one of the other things that Michael Reynolds does is the toilet's a bucket flush, which means you actually use the water you need and not just, flushing and using water, which is not such an issue for us because we're in the rainforest, but it's still, it could be used a lot more and then you waste a lot less.
Can we go upstairs? No.
Well, come and see, yeah, you can, but there's not that much. Come and have a look at this. So this is our 10,000 litre tank. This is built on top of this.
Here.
But this is, so what happens when it rains is the water comes off the roof and you see there are holes in the bottles there.
Yeah.
So water falls through and it filters through the pebbles and then it goes into the tank.
Wow. And that's the water that you use?
That's the water that we use. And we had to check out the tank and I lifted up the top and I couldn't see the water level. And I was looking for it and I went like this and I just put my whole head into the water because it was so clean I couldn't see it. So the good thing about this system is when you have a rotoplas, you put the plastic bottles around and around and around and then no light hits it and no water and no heat. Well, less heat, but no light. So the water stays clean. But it also means that the rotoplas doesn't get sunlight, so it never breaks down. So it's one of the things I always say to people here is if you want to do one thing, cover your rotoplas in plastic bottles because you won't have to change it, and it keeps the water cleaner too. It's much better.
So, Miss Alisa, you mentioned that you have organic farming.
Well, that's what we came here originally to do, was to be self-sufficient. So we came here to be able to provide for ourselves and our kids. And then all this recycling has kind of come about by mistake. But it's what we've turned into. And it's the way it makes everything easy.
You said you're going to open a butterfly farm, and so in the future people can stop here and you encourage that, yes?
Absolutely, and in fact, for local people, anybody, if we're working on it, if anyone wants to come and learn about how to do it, this whole thing, we're here to sort of spread the word and show people what you can do. So yeah, people either, if they want to learn about bottle cutting, if they want to learn about how to build like this, but also if they want to learn about how we live self-sufficiently. So the whole food ethos and living here in the middle of the jungle. Yeah.
And how can they get in contact with you?
Well, we've got a Facebook page, which is the name of here, which is the Chaos Oasis.
Chaos.
The Chaos
Somebody
Oasis.
came here, the first person to come here, he wrote in our visitor's book and he said, this is like an oasis of chaos. And we thought that's a very good name, so we kept it. We thought always have a disclaimer in the title. Have a disclaimer. So yeah, you're welcome to come to the Oasis of Chaos at any time.
Thank you very much, Miss Alisa.
Thank you very much.
Very good to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
And with that we shall say,
Yeah.
believe,
Please,
Make we go.